Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Apyayantu mamangani Vak pranaschakshushrotramatho balamindriyani cha sarvani Sarvam brahma upanishadam Maham brahma nirakuryam Mama brahma nirakarod Anirakaranamastu anirakaranam me astu. Tadatmani nirate yaupanishatsu dharmaste me santu te me santu. Om Shanti. Shruti smriti purananam Alayam karunalayam namami bhagavatpadam Shankaram lokashankaram Shankaram shankaracharyam Keshavam badarayanam Sutra bhashya krutau vande Bhagavantau punah punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Ittedadaksharamudgitamupasita Om Itehyudgayate Tasyopavyakyanam. Page 306. Or 304. Sankalpo bhavamanaso bhuyan Yada vai sankalpayate Atha manasyate Atha vachamirayate Tam namni rayate Namni mantra ekam bhavante Mantreshu karmane Tani hava etani sankalpaikayanane Sankalpatmakane Sankalpe pratisthitane Samklupatam dyava prithivi Samkalpetam vayuschakasham cha Samkalpatam apascha tejascha Tesham sankliptyai Varsham sankalpate Varshasya sankliptyai Annam sankalpate Annasya sankliptyai Pranas sankalpante Prananam sankliptyai Mantras sankalpante Mantranam sankliptyai कर्माणि संकल्पन्ते कर्मणां संक्लिप्त्यै लोकस्य संकल्पते लोकस्य संक्लिप्त्यै सर्वं संकल्पते स एष संकल्पः संकल्पमुपास्वेति संकल्प भाव मनसो भूयान संकल्प the will. In this case manasyanavad antahkarana vrittihi. Bhashyakara explained that sankalpa, which normally means will or resolve, here means a particular kind of antahkarana vritti or a state of mind characterized by kartavya kartavya vishaya bhagena samarthanam. So here in this context word sankalpa means samarthanam, determination, ascertainment of what? Kartavya kartavya vishaya vibhagena. Vishaya vibhaga, to separate or discriminate between these things, kartavya vishaya and akartavya vishaya. So what is the object of kartavya to be done? Akartavya, what should not be done? So this determination or ascertainment about what is to be done and what is not to be done, what is worth doing, what is not worthy of doing, what is proper to do, what is not proper to do. This determination is called sankalpa in this particular context. Explains how yada vai sankalpayate atha manasyati. So sankalpa is the state before manasyana. Bhashyakara explains manasyati is vivaksham. So manasyanam vivaksham, or manasyanam means a desire to do something basically. Vivaksha, chikirsha, ichha, whatever. So desire, particular desire to do something, that is called manasyanam in this case. So desire to do something must be preceded by a determination of what is proper to do. So before we desire to do something, there is some deliberation goes on in the mind where we deliberate as to what is proper to do, what is not proper to do. So therefore this deliberation or samarthanam, this determination which we arrive at as a result of deliberation of what is kartavya, what is akartavya, that state of mind is called sankalpa, because it is this which gives yatha yada vai sankalpayate atha manasyati. Then there arises desire to do a particular thing. Then of course, what is particular thing? Like for example, mantran adhiye, may I recite the mantras. A particular desire, a desire to do a particular thing. It may be reciting of mantras, performing karma, acquiring something. So when this sankalpa results into a particular desire, so mantran adhiya ityadi, then atha vacham irayati. It is because of this desire that one impels the organ of speech, of various organs that we have. Organs of action, organs of perception, so much we have. Of them, we impel the particular organ, which is organ of speech in this case, because there is the desire to recite the mantras. Tamu nam nirayati. Then that organ of speech again is propelled or impelled to utter words. Namni mantraha ekam bhavanti. And again, those words are impelled to utter mantras, because mantras are the vishesha or the specific state of of specific kind of words. Mantreshu karmani, when the mantras are recited, then karmas are performed. So that's the idea. Karma follows the mantra. So then the question was, Tathapi katham sankalpasya bhuyastvamiti. Alright, sankalpa thus is a particular state of mind where there is determination of what is kartavya, what is akartavya. So, you explain to us how when sankalpa arises, then manasyana, the desire to do something arises. If the desire, for example, is for reciting mantras, then there is an impelling of the speech, then impelling of the words, then impelling of the mantras, which results into karma ritual. So, okay, this one, but how does this establish that the sankalpa is superior to the manasyanam of the mind? We were there yesterday, na kevalam sankalpasya karanatmatvaram. So that passage described how sankalpa is a karanam, how sankalpa is the cause of manasyanam, manasyanam is the cause of the vak, so iranam, and then so mantra, adhyanam, etc. So karanam, cause is always superior to the effect. Apidu upadanatvapi. So not only it is nimitta karanam, but the sankalpa is also the upadana karanam for everything. What is upadana karanam? Upadana karanam means sankalpa itself becomes everything. Nimitta karanam means sankalpa impels everything. Upadana means sankalpa itself becomes everything. Difference there. Ato manasopi antaram sukshmam rupam pratyagatmana sannihitam. So, sankalpa being the upadana karanam, material cause of manasyanam, and the material cause is naturally subtler than the effect. And the clay is subtler than the part, because clay is more pervasive than part. So, subtlety is determined by the pervasiveness. The clay is much more pervasive than the pot because pot is a particular form, whereas clay pervades all such forms. Thus, the material cause is superior, subtler than the effect. Therefore, the sankalpa being the material cause of the manasyanam is superior and subtler than manasyanam of the mind. Being subtler, it is closer to Atma, that is, the subtler than the subtlest. So, pratyagatmana sannihitam, is more proximate to the pratyagatma, the innermost self. Iti bhaktum. So that's what the next passage says. And so Bhashyakara says, Tani hava etani मन आदीनि संकल्पहिकायनानि संकल्प है एक है अयनम गमनम प्रलयो येषां तानि संकल्पहिकायनानि संकल्प एक अयनानि संकल्प एक अयनम येषां तानि संकल्प एक अयनानि एकम अयनम 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 डेस्टिनेशन or अयनम is goal अयनम so goal or which is gamanam so you the reaching towards gamanam means the destination in this case Pralaya, the place of merger. यतो वा इमानि भूतानि जायन्ते येन जातानि जीवन्ति यत् प्रयन्ति अभिसंविशन्ति यत् प्रयन्ति they move towards that abhisamvishanti become one with that. So Bhashyaka explains ayanam as the goal. Ayanam also can mean movement. So it can also mean gati, Ramayanam, Ramasya ayanam, the movement of charitram of Rama. But here, so Narayana, Nara ayanam, yasyasa Narayana, Naras or the Jiva Samuha is ayanam, destination or the place of residence, dwelling, for whom is called Narayana. So Sankalpa Eka ayanam, Sankalpa is the only one ayanam, the goal, which is Gamanam, destination, which is Pralaya, place of merger, meaning everything ultimately not only it proceeds towards the Sankalpa, but becomes one with Sankalpa. So this is the state at the time of Pralaya, that everything ultimately merges into Sankalpa. Etani, what is etani? Mana adini. So manas or manasyanam, then vak, then shabda, then mantra, then karma. All of these have the sankalpa as the only goal, destination, place of merger, meaning at the time of dissolution, all of these merge into sankalpa. So at the time of merger, they become one with sankalpa. Then further, sankalpatmakane utpattau. So utpattau sankalpatmakane. They originate also from sankalpa. Says sankalpatmadam aparityajyeva utpannani ityartha. So when all these things, manas, vag, etc. are born, utpatti, they do not give up sankalpa as their self. They never separate apart from self. Like when an ornament is, is born, it never gives up its goldness. So gold is the very Atma, the self of the ornament. At the time of creation, at the time of arising, the ornament never gives up its goldness. Similarly also, this manas and everything else, when they are created, when they arise, when they are born, time of birth, they never give up their sankalpaness. So sankalpaness, the will, is always contained in the mind. Like the clay is contained in the pot, or gold is contained in the ornament, so sankalpa is contained in the manas and vak, and everything follows through and through. So sankalpatmadam aparityajyeva utpannani ityartha. So utpattau sankalpatmakani, without giving up the sankalpatmadam, without giving up their atma, there is sankalpa. That's how they are created. The thing is, because some people believe that the effect is not present in the cause, like the Nayayikas. So asatkaryavadinaha, that karya is not present in the material cause. Then karya arises without the material cause. Meaning that you cannot say that the material cause is atma of the effect because it's not present in the cause. But we say this is satkaryavada, that effect is always there in the material cause. So effect is never apart from material cause. Then further, sankalpe pratisthitane sthitau. So when there is sthiti, continuation is there, existence is there, sankalpe pratisthitane, they are established on the will. They are originated from will, they are sustained by the will, and they merge back into will. So that way, this description says how Sankalpa is the material cause of everything, beginning from mind and everything. Sankalpa is the material cause. Then says Narendra na kevalam sankalpasya karanatvat mahatvam mahatsu Dhyava bhumyadishu sankalpa anuvritti darshanacha tan mahattvamiti. So not only sankalpa is great because it's the material cause and this nimitta karanam, the instrumental cause. Kintu mahatsu dhyava bhumyadishu sankalpa anuvritti darshanat. You find that sankalpa, it follows through and through in such great things as the heaven and earth, the whole universe also. Sankalpa anuvritti is there. Sankalpa pervades everything. So anuvritti means the succession. How sankalpa succeeds, from one to the other in such great things as all the five elements, etc., in the heaven and earth. So therefore also its greatness. So greatness is because sankalpa is the material cause of everything, and greatness also because we find sankalpa flowing through and through everything. Anandagiri says, itasya sankalpasya asti mahatvam. For this reason also sankalpa is great. Or in Narayananda says, sankalpasya upasyatva stutim aha. The subsequent description is stuti, extolling or praising sankalpa. Why is sankalpa praised? Because there will be this injunction. So sankalpam upasmeti. So may you meditate upon sankalpa. So naturally you want to meditate upon something which is worth meditating. Meditation means mental worship, understand? And you will want to worship something that is worthy of being worshipped. What is worthy of worship? That which has the greatness. Mahatma Jnana, Mahatma is there, the greatness must be there, the glory must be there, then alone it becomes worthy of worship. Therefore, it is traditional to praise or extol that which is to be prescribed as the object of worship. So by meditation we should understand mental worship. Therefore stutima. So you can look upon this as stuti, number one. Or you can look upon that as to how the greatness of sankalpa, as to how the sankalpa flows through and through. So then Bhashyakara says, Samaklupatam sankalpam krutavatyo ivahi dyauscha prithvicha dyava prithvi dyava prithivyo nischale lakshyete. So when you see the earth and when you see the heaven, you can see how sankalpa is very much present in the heaven and the earth. So samaklupatam sankalpam krutavatyo. So dyava prithvi is a nominative case. Dyava prithivyo. So nominative dual. Samaklupatam. Both of them resolved. Both of them willed. The way the earth and heaven are looks like they have willed to be what they are. So nischale lakshyate. You find that the earth also is nischalam, nischala, meaning it is firm. And unswerving. So also heaven is firmly established in its place, changeless, unswerving, motionless. So earth displays a certain nature or characteristic of being well established, motionless, so undisturbed. So also the heaven is established in its place, motionless, unchanging. Now to move is the nature of things. Nature of things, Prakriti is always changing. So movement is always involved in Prakriti. So when you find that movement, something of which the movement is nature and does not move, then that should involve a certain will or resolve not to move. So it's the nature of body to always move. When you find body is not moving, that shows that there must be resolve not to allow the body to move. Is the nature of mind to think or move? If the mind does not think, does not move, that means there is a sankalpa of not letting the mind move. So thus, even as I said, a car slides down a slope. It is nature of car to slide down. You find somebody in the middle of the slope when the car is standstill. That means that this car has been in fact restrained from the natural movement of sliding down. Must be will on the part of somebody to restrain their car so that it is stationary. So earth is stationary, heaven is stationary, which is against their nature. That shows that there must be a will to be what they appear to be. So freedom is the nature of everything. Everything wants to claim freedom to do what they like to do. When they don't do, that means that there is some restraining, and restraining always involves a sankalpa or a will. So the Tikakara asked, Dyava prasivyo achetanayo katho katham sankalpa kartritvam. So the Shruti says that the earth and heaven, they willed. But to will is the nature of a conscious thing. And Dyava prasivyo achetanayo. The earth and heaven are not unconscious entities, insentient entities. Katham sankalpa kartatvam. How can they be the agents of, how can they will? How can we karta, agent of willing or resolving? Gaunam, it is as though. So gaunam, meaning that not that the earth and heaven in fact resolved or willed in a primary sense, but the as though willed. Their behavior seems to display that they have willed to be so. So that's why they as though willed. Yatha kaschil loke purusha yat kinchit sankalpya tato na chalati. Just as in our day-to-day life also, a person. So, yat kinchit sankalpya. He has willed or resolved. I will do this. I will not do this. Today is Ekadashi. I will not eat. I will eat fruits, whatever. Then you find that the person follows through. Tataha na chalati. So what is the, how do you infer the existence of will? When an entity does not deviate from a certain pattern of behavior. So normally this fellow eats 5 times a day and today is not eating. That means he is keeping under control his natural tendency to eat. Means that there must be a will on his part to display this kind of behavior. Tada dhyava prasavyo api chalan abhava gunayogat. Similarly, it is nature of Dev and Prithvi being product of Prakriti that they will change. But chalan abhava gunayogat. So how a person who has willed, he does not move from his sankalpa. So also we find the earth and heaven also, they do not move. They do not change. So, that behavior is the result of sankalpa. So, wherever we see that behavior, we infer sankalpa, as in case of a conscious being such as human being. Even though earth and heaven are not conscious entities, so they cannot have willed in a primary sense. But their behavior shows as though they have willed, because they do not deviate from their behavior. They display a consistent behavior and they do not deviate from that behavior. Just as a person who has resolved sankalpa, he does not deviate from that behavior about which that person has resolved or willed. So, in that sense, in a secondary sense, we say that the earth and heaven have willed. So, the will is very evident in earth, very evident in heaven. Whereas Anandagiri says, Yato dyava prasivyadishu mahatswapi sankalpa anuvrittir drishyate. So, same thing as the Narendra Puri. Atovi tasya mahatvam gamyate na kevalam kanatvad. So, Anandagiri covers essentially what Narendra Puri says. Yata, because in such great entities or mighty entities such as the earth and heaven also, we find they are motionless, and that is a result of a sankalpa will. Therefore, we say that, so in this great entity also, the will is very much present. So how great the will is? In great entities such as heaven and earth, a will is present that shows the greatness of the sankalpa also. Going back to the tika down there, so kartrutvam upacharyate. So how the earth and heaven being unconscious entity, the will is in a secondary sense. Which is anantaram ishvaraneva sankluptedi kvachit patho drishyate. So dyava prasavyav nischaya lakshyate ishvaraneva sanklupte is patha. That additional remark is there, note is there. In the kvachit patho drishyate. So ishvaraneva sanklupta means what? They are willed by Ishvara. So dyava prasavyav ishvarena sanklupte. In that case, dyava prasavyav becomes the accusative case, by the way. No, nominative case. So dyava prasavyav ishvarena sanklupte. They are willed by Ishvara. Because dyava prasavi themselves are unconscious, they cannot will. But we find them conducting themselves in a determined manner, therefore, it's a result of will. Who must have willed? Who can will? Ishvara. So Ishvara has willed the earth and heaven to be such. That is why they are. So Ishvara's will is present there then. Not their own will. But they are what they are because of Ishvara's will. Tada Chhandogya prakriya karmarthatvam kriyapadasya drashtavyam. But then samaklupatam, how do you interpret that as sanklupte? So dyava prithivyu samaklupatam, the earth and heaven they willed. That's what literal meaning is. If Bhashyakara says that they are willed to be so by Ishvara, then kartrutvam goes to Ishvara. Then dyava prithvi become the object of sankalpa, Ishvara's sankalpa. So samaklupatam means what? Dyava prithvi are the subject of sankalpa, the karta of the sankalpa. If they are willed by Ishvara, then Ishvara is the agent of sankalpa, they become the object of sankalpa. So tada Chhandogya prakriyaya karmarthatvam kriyapadasya drashtavyam. So even the kriyapada samaklupatam is shows kartrutvam, but karmarthatvam we should interpret them as sanklupte. Ishvarena sanklupte iti. Sarvatha iti. So where is that Sarvatha? We don't know. But then Ishvaranishta san sankalpa Dyava prasavyadeha api sarvasya janakaha iti stutihi. Then is Ishvara sankalpa, which is why the heaven and earth are what they are. So heaven and earth are created from the sankalpa of Ishvara. That's how we have to understand. Inasmuch as entire creation is the srishti or creation of sankalpa. So kamayata tat aikshata. So Shruti describes how Ishvara willed in the beginning of creation, may I become many, so may I be born. It is that sankalpa which has resulted into the entire creation. So whole creation in fact is the outcome of the sankalpa, Ishvara sankalpa. So that way also you can see the sankalpa of Ishvara present in everything, in every leaf of a tree. A leaf also does not move without the sankalpa of Ishvara, say they say. Because whatever is what it is due to the sankalpa of Ishvara. So that way also Ishvara nishtasan sang, then sankalpa is not located in earth and heaven, sankalpa is located in Ishvara. Dyava prasave sarvasya janakaha, then that sankalpa, the will of Ishvara, creates Dev and Prithvi, creates heaven and earth. It is stuti. The stuti is in that manner. So if the sankalpa is located in heaven and earth, then also it is great because of which the heaven and earth are what they are. Or if sankalpa is located in Ishvara, then Ishvara sankalpa flows through and through in the entire creation. That also sankalpa is janaka, is the creator of everything. In that sense also sankalpa is great. Purva vyakhyane nischalattvasya sankalpa karyasya dyava prathivyadishu darshanat. Purva vyakhyane dyava prithivyo samakalpatam. When dyava prithvi are the agent of sankalpa, then Nischalattvasya sankalpa karyasya. Therefore, Dev and Prithvi, heaven and earth are nischala, motionless. That motionlessness that we see in the heaven and earth is definitely the result of a will. Because to move is the nature of earth and heaven, and they do not move. That shows the result of a sankalpa or the will. Sankalpa tatravi sthita iva. In that case we can say that in heaven and earth also, as though the will is there, because of which they are seen to be what they are. Sarvagatattvena stuyate iti pakshadvevi stutihi pratiyate iti bhavaha. In either case, sankalpa is sarvagata, is all pervasive. If you see individually heaven and earth have will, and then next is Vayu and Akash also willed, then water and fire also willed, then the individually willed sankalpa is present in all of them. Or they are all the products of Ishvara sankalpa. In that also Ishvara sankalpa pervades in all of them. So either their own sankalpa is there or Ishvara sankalpa is there. In any case, sankalpa is such, whether sankalpa of Ishvara or sankalpa of individual entities, sarvagatattvena stuyate. Sankalpa is present everywhere, omnipresent, is present in everything. Iti pakshadvevi stutihi pratiyate. Either in either interpretation, it is stuti or the praise or extolling of sankalpa as to how it is everywhere. There is nothing without sankalpa. Then further, tatha samakalpetam vayuscha akashamcha एतौ अपि संकल्पं कृतवन्तौ इव तथा समकल्पन्ताम् आपश्च तेजश्च स्वेन रूपेण निश्चलानि लक्ष्यन्ते. Tatha, similarly, as in the case of the heaven and earth, tatha similarly, samakalpetam vayuscha akashamcha. So vayu and akasha both are masculine, so samakalpetam. Therefore, both of them resolved or willed. So etau api sankalpam krutavantau iva. So vayu also seems to have willed to be what it is. Akash also seems to have willed to be what it is. So, apascha tejascha svena rupena nischalani lakshante. Similarly, the apascha tejascha, both water as well as fire also, nischalani lakshante. We find them unswerving. Nischalani means unswerving in their nature. They do not deviate from their behavior, their nature, their conduct. Consistently, fire conducts itself in a certain way. Water conducts itself in a certain way. Air conducts itself in a certain way. Space, heaven, earth, all of these consistently conduct themselves in a certain way. That's called nischalatvam. Nischalatvam may not be motionlessness in each case. It is not moving away from, not swerving from a certain pattern of behavior. You can call it the nature or that pattern of behavior. So they are what they are because of sankalpa. A thing cannot be consistently otherwise. If there is no sankalpa, there is no consistency. So if you don't have the firm resolve of even fasting, then okay, we'll do it next Ekadashi. So there will be looseness. Consistency will not be there. When consistency is there in the behavior, then we see that it is a result of will. Because the normal tendency is to deviate, to take things for granted. So looseness, taking things for granted, taking it easy is a normal tendency. And when a person or an entity does not take it easy, that means that it is restraining its nature of taking it easy and doing what is required to be done or what is resolved to be done. Therefore, consistency of behavior shows resolve anywhere. And so that we find everywhere. And then, therefore, so sarvagatattvena stuyate. So apascha tejascha svena rupena nischalani lakshante. Svena rupena, in their own nature also, we find them unswerving from their nature or from their conduct. So says the Tikakara, nischalani vayavadyanam swavyapara anatikrama eva nischalattvam iti bhavaha. So here nischalatvam does not mean motionlessness. Swavyapara anatikramaha, that they do not transgress their consistent behavior. So that is called nischalatvam. So chalanam here doesn't mean movement. Chalanam means not swerving from their pattern of behavior. Nischalani lakshante yataha ataha samakalpantam iti purvena anvayaha. Since the earth and since the vayu and akasha, since water and fire, they find they do not swerve or deviate from their consistent behavior. Therefore, it looks as though they also resolved, they also willed to be so. Since they are inert, they cannot will, therefore we say that Ishvara's will that is flowing through them. Ishvara has willed them to be so, or secondarily can say, in Upacharic sense, they have willed and therefore they are what they appear to be. Then itascha tasya Anandagiri says tasya mahatvam eshtavyamiti. So 5 elements, we see sankalpa in these 5 elements from their very behavior. Then further, what does sankalpa further do? So itascha, for this further reason also, tasya mahatvam eshtavyam, sankalpasya, the greatness of the sankalpa, the will, must be accepted. Teshamiti. So apparently according to this Tikakara, yataha should go with the previous verse, previous sentence. You see? Vibhavadinam swavyapara anatikramayeva nischatmi vibhava nischandusha yataha ataha samakalpantam iva iti purvananvaya. So lakshante yataha. Yataha should go with lakshante. Yataha lakshante tataha samakalpantam iva. Since they are seen to be so, therefore they were so, willed to be so. Then only Tesham can come, So Anandagiri also begins the sentence with Tesham, not with Yataha. Here also Tesham. So Vashyakara then says, Tesham Dyava Prithivya Sankluptyai Sankalpa Nimittam Varsham Sankalpade Samarthi Bhavati. Now, not material cause, but now how the sankalpa flows through and through, how sankalpa of the one leads to another thing being what it is, and the sankalpa of that leads another thing to be what it is. And so, Tesham Dyava Prasivyadinam Sankluptyai. Says Dyava Prithivi, Vayusya Akashamcha, Apasya Tejascha, all of this. 5 elements plus heaven. So, since they have resolved to be what they are, they have willed to be, therefore Varsham meaning, therefore the rain is there. The rain could not be unless all the 5 elements are what they are. Unless they behaved in a consistent manner, there would not be rain. So the seasons are there because they behave in a certain way. Evaporation of water is there, conversion to cloud is there, and then the cloud rains in a remote area, that is there. It is nature of water to flow down, that is there. So all of this is there. So even Varsham means rain also is the result of the consistent behavior of the 5 elements. So 5 elements in what they are gives rise to the rain. So rain also is a result of sankalpa. So Tesham Dyava Prasivyadinam Sankluptyai. So says the Tika, Dyava Prasivyadi Vyapakatvena Sankalpam Stutva Varshadi Janakatvena api iti. So how sankalpa pervades earth and heaven and everything, similarly also this sankalpa generates the rain and food and everything else subsequently. So that way also they are great. Sankalpa is great. Tesham, so sankluptya is sankalpa nimittam. I say sankluptya is the 4th case. Sankalpa jana. And this nimitta is chaturthi anyway, but Tikakara says panchamyarthe chaturthi ityartha. So sankluptya must be understood as sankluptehe because the reason. Then 5th case is the hetu. So because of the sankalpa of the Dyava Prithvi, therefore Varsham sankalpate. Therefore the Varsha, the rain also is what it is. So rain also then wills to be rain. because of the will of the five elements. So actually sankalpa word is derived from the root klip in sense of samarthya. So sankalpa is will, but what is kalpana? Is samarthyam. So samarthi bhavati, samyak kalpate, samarthi bhavati. Therefore, this rain also becomes effective. Rain becomes effective because it has its own sankalpa. So rain must have a sankalpa to be what it is. Then alone it falls as it rains as rain, water, and then only it produces the food, etc. So rain subsequently does what it does in terms of producing food. All of these will be possible only if the rain also is what it is. If it rains at any time, any place, etc., then maybe it will not be effective. If it rains in the desert also, it won't be effective. The rain also comes at the right place, at the right time, for it to become effective. So, varsham samarthi bhavati. The varsha, the rain also becomes effective. So, effectiveness is a result of sankalpa. The earth is effective because it is firm. So, it takes the load of all the beings. If that firmness was not consistent, then people could not be supported by the earth. And so the fire and all of them are doing what they are doing because of the sankalpa. Then they are effective in doing what? Fire is effective in burning and illumining. Water is effective in wetting or in quenching thirst, etc. So each element has its own nature. So earth has dharani shakti, it sustains everything. What is apyayani shakti? It quenches the thirst. Then the fire has what? Tejani, what is it? The prakashani shakti, it illumines. Then vayu has pranana shakti, it sustains life. Akasha also has, what is it? The vyapini shakti, meaning that it pervades everything. So each element shows a particular kind of shakti. And if the shakti, then only it becomes effective. If water did not have the shakti or the power to quench the thirst, water would have been useless. It would not be effective. So each thing in the universe is effective because it is consistently so. It shows a consistent behavior. Therefore it is effective. If fire is burning today and not burning tomorrow, etc., it won't be effective. So samarthi, similarly, the rain also becomes effective. When rain comes at the right time, at the right place, then only there will be agriculture, then only there will be crops. Otherwise, so it will not be. And so harvest cannot be unless the rain behaves in a certain way. So therefore, because the sankalpa of the five elements, rain is such and such, so we find rain also effective in doing what it has to do. That's the result of this sankalpa or the will of the five elements of which rain is a product. So rain is product of sankalpa, therefore rain is effective in what it is doing. So says Panchamyarthe Chaturthi Ityartha Sanklupte should be interpreted Sankluptehe. So because of Sanklupti or the will of the five elements, rain is what it is. Says Tika Tatascha Deva Prasivyadinam Panchabhutanam Swasvavyapara Anadikrama Rupena Nischalattvena Hetuna Varsha Bhavati iti Uktam. So because Deva Prasivyadina, beginning from the heaven and earth, all the five elements beginning from heaven and earth, Panchabhuta, Swasvavyapara, Anadikrama Rupena, Nischalattvena. All of them are firm. Firm in what way? Swasvavyapara, Anadikramanam, not transgressing their nature, not deviating from their nature is the firmness in them. So that firmness is a result of the sankalpa. And because of that, Varsha Bhavat, therefore the rain is generated, otherwise rain would not be generated. And rain also becomes what? Effective. Because that sankalpa flows through in the rain also. So Varsham Sankalpate, the rain also wills. Here Sankalpa means rain becomes effective. So that is what we call will of the rain. एवं पूर्व पूर्वस्य सव्यापार अनतिक्रमेण उत्तरोत्तर सिद्धि इति द्रष्टव्यम. So subsequent stage is created because the previous entities, they do not swerve from the nature. So previous entities and the five elements as well as rain, since they do not deviate from their nature, therefore then Annam is there, that does not deviate from its nature, so prana is there, that does not deviate from nature, so mantra is there, that does not deviate from its nature, so karma is there, that does not deviate from its nature, so karma phala is there, that does not deviate from the, so the world is there. All of these would not be a beautiful pattern here to explain how the whole universe is karma phalam. A beautiful way of explaining. All, of course, Indian philosophers, means Jainism, Buddhism, all of them except Jainism in particular, not Buddhism. Buddhism is just a projection. And result not of karma, but result of the vasanas, So vasanas flow through into karma, they also accept. But as far as Buddhas are concerned, Buddhas, the creation is result of it's a projection of the mind. But Jains, they say that the universe is the creation of karma. Not of Ishvara, but karma. We say karma being karma tat jadam. Karma being jada cannot have its own sankalpa. Therefore, Ishvaragnya, Ishvara sankalpa is because of which karma behaves in this manner. So we say Ishvara sankalpa is a creator. They don't accept Ishvara, meaning they don't see the need of an Ishvara as a creator. Karma can explain things, then why do you bring in an additional factor? Anyway. But then Mimamsakas also say that, so this universe is the product of karma. They also don't accept Ishvara. I mean, they don't also see the need of Ishvara as a creator. So that's why Anantaram Ishvaranava Sanklupte, and so that's why Ishvara is brought in some reading it is there. So evam purva purvasya savyapara anatikkramena. Since each previous entity does not digress or deviate from its own vyapara, its own behavior, therefore, uttarottara, then only the subsequent creation will be there. So wherever any useful creation takes place, so intelligent creation serving a certain purpose. Our Swami explains that universe is an intelligent creation serving a certain purpose. So that would not be unless intelligence is there, unless sankalpa is there, for it to be so and so. Sankalpa is the result of intelligence, that will be stated later on. But so, sankalpa, because of sankalpa, the universe serves a purpose. It is systematic, it is consistent, predictable, and serves a certain purpose. So, uttarottara siddhi. Subsequent stages will take place only when there is sankalpa or unswerving behavior on the part of all that has preceded. Then only the subsequent thing will be what it is. And he also said, Vrushtehe Dhyulokadi Karyatvat Tadiya Sankalpasya Tan Nimittattva Upacharat Tasya Bhuyastva Siddhi Ityartha. Vrushtehe Dhyulokadi Karyatvat. That is so, Vrushti is the result of the five elements. Tadiya Sankalpasya Tan Nimittattva Upacharat. Therefore, the sankalpa in these five elements is the cause of the creation of the rain. Tasya bhuyastvam. Therefore, sankalpa is greater than all of this, what subsequently follows. So, sankalpasya bhuyastvam. That's how sankalpa is superior, is greater. Then Bhashyakara says, Tatha varshasya sankluptyai sankalpa nimittam annam sankalpate tatha varshasya sankluptyai sankalpa nimittam. Because of the sankalpa of the rain, annam sankalpate, the food also resolves or wills to be such and such. Because the rain has resolved to be what it is, therefore the food which is the product of rain also resolves, determines itself to be so and so, such and such. Then only foodness is there, annatvam is there. Because food what? Appeases hunger and sustains the body, gives strength to the body, nourishes the prana. So food also consistently does all this. That would not have been unless the food also resolved or willed to be so and so. That food is this because the rain is that. So the rain sankalpa as though flows into the food also, into annam also. So srishti vashad annam samanthi bhavati. So because of the sankalpa of 5 elements, the rain becomes effective. Because of sankalpa of the rain, then the subsequent product food also becomes effective. So annam samarthi ityatra prasiddhim pramanayati. Earlier things you would accept as they are. In case of vrushti annam, we can see this, the effectiveness of annam. So meaning that anna, food is what it is a matter of our experience. So prasiddhim pramanayati. Vrushteri. So far Bhashyakara could not give prasiddhi. That we presume that 5 elements must have willed, because of which the rain is what it is. We presume the rain is what it is, because of which the food is what it is. But then the rain brings about food is something that we know. And so Bhashyakara says, Vrishterhe annam bhavate. He is prasiddhi. It is well known that food is the product of water. So that subsequently is all matter of experience. So experience means that we see ourselves. Up to that point, it is Shruti that says that, and Yukti supports it. Yukti or the reasoning says that a thing cannot be what it is unless there is. That's why he says. So, यथा कश्चिल्लोके पुरुषः यत् किंचित् संकल्प्य ततो न चलति. Just as in our day-to-day life, a person does not deviate from his behavior because of the will. Then these fellows don't deviate, so there must be will. So that's our yukti. We arrive. Here the Shruti is there, yukti is there, and anubhava also is there. Okay, then Bhashyakara says, annasya sankluptyai prana sankalpante. Annasya sankluptyai or sankluptehe or sankalpa nimittam. So the sankalpa of the annam becomes nimitta for prana to be what they are. Sankalpa of the rain becomes a cause for annam to be what it is, and sankalpa of the annam causes the prana to be what they are. Then Bhashyakara says, so yet this Tika says, pranaha sankalpante mana adaya ityartha. So along with prana, you should also include the mind in that. Because annamayam is somya manaha. Because mind is the product of annam. Therefore, mind also is what it is because of the annam. And prana is what they are because of annam is our day-to-day experience. Then they will bring in their Shruti. But here, Swashakara says, how do you say that the prana does the sankalpa because of annam? Swashakara says, annamaya he pranaha annopastambhakaha. Upastambhaka, upastam means support. Anna upastambhakaha, annam upastambhakam, yesham te anna upastambhakaha, meaning the food is a support of which support they are called. So, meaning food is support of the pranas. So, annamaya hi prana. We say that the pranas are a product of annam. Why? Because pranas are supported by food. If the food doesn't go, the pranas become weaker and weaker. So when a time comes when a person cannot eat, that's when the pranas will become weaker and weaker. So annadhinam prana samadhyatra hetumah annamaya. So why the summers, the bed capacity of prana is dependent upon annam because annamaya hi pranaha or annopastambhakaha, they depend upon the annam for their strength. And this apomaya praniti uktatvat katham annamayatvam iti ashankyaha. So because in the 6th chapter the conclusion was annamaya somya manaha apomaya pranaha tejomaya vak. So that prana was a product of water. You see there the pattern was the 3 elements, and therefore you have to connect things that way. But anyway, of course the teacher also said to the student that while you observe fast for 15 days, drink water to your heart's content. If you don't drink water, you will not survive. So that way practically also water sustains a life, you can say, whatever. So we have to accept that also, that apomaya prana, prana is a product of water. Iti uktatvat katham annamayatvam. Then why does the Shruti here says that prana is a product of annam? Itself having said prana is a product of water. So Vashyakara said, in the sense annopastambhakaha, because the pranas have their support in annam or in the food. That's why the Tika says mana adaya, when the prana, so mukhya pranasya apomayatvat. So when the Upanishad says prana, you should understand mind, etc. because the prana is said to be the product of apaha or water. Yadva mukhya pranasya annam dama bandhan rajju iti shrutehe. Or you get from another Shruti, Brihadaranyaka Shruti, annam dama bandhan rajju iti shrutehe. How mukhya prana is actually tied to the annam. So it says there that just as a calf is tethered or tied to a post, similarly also, so that how that rope is what ties the calf with the post. Similarly, food ties his body with prana. So annam dama iti shruti. Shruti says annam dama or annam dama bandhan rajju iti. Annam becomes a rajju, the rope of binding prana and the body. So body remains what it is only when it is tied to prana, and food is that which ties the prana with the body. If food is not there, that bandhanam will not be there. So if the rope is not there, the calf, will go away. Similarly, if the food is not there, the body will not remain. The body also will go away, meaning it will die. So, the fact that the body is alive is because the prana is in the body. And why does prana remain? Because it is nature of prana to fly away. It is nature of a calf to run away. And calf does not run because the calf is tied to a post with the rope. Similarly, even though it is nature of the prana to fly away, it does not fly, it remains in the body because it is tied, tethered they call it, with the post of the body. Why? The rope of the annam. So prana is tied, therefore the prana does not go away. So in that sense it is said that the prana is because of the annam. Otherwise prana would go away. So read the next annam dama iti shrutihi. So that comes from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So apomayatvepi mukhya pranasya annopashtambakatvena annamayatvapi ityaha. So even though that one Shruti says that the prana is a product of water, other Shruti says that the prana remains here because of food. So prana may be produced from water, but it sustains the prana is because of food, you see. Both statements can be accepted as valid. So apomaya prana means what? Prana is the product of water. Okay. But what keeps the prana here? Annam, that keeps the prana. So annopashtambakaha pranaha. The prana have their support in annam. Prana are tied to the body because of annam. So that way you can say that the prana is dependent upon annam. And therefore, so prana, annam is what it is, because of this the prana is what it is. Okay, we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeri Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.